Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and the continuation of Alec and Ella's story. Alec, 7:29 a.m. I just dropped off Ella at school and now I stand in the boardroom of the famous Le Chambre building in Midtown Manhattan. As the CEO, I certainly look the role, especially with my new buzz cut. Serious times calls for serious hair and all that. Still, the new job doesn't seem real. How did I end up running the world's largest jewelry chain at 18 years old? Oh, that's right. My parents magically tortured me. In punishment, they got chucked into exile. Now I'm running my family's company. Long story short, this is not your typical fairy tale. Around me, the boardroom is a mixture of new and old. One entire wall is formed from windows that show off a view of the Manhattan skyline. That's the new part. But the rest of the chamber looks like something from an old vampire castle. A long wooden table dominates the space. Dark Persian rugs cover the floor. Paintings of unhappy looking old dudes stare down from the walls. It's enough to make my skin crawl. It's also why I stand at the head of the table and very close to the exit. That way, I can speak for the door if I get really creeped out. One old white guy sits nearby. Is the chairman of the board of the Charm Jewelers, a fellow by the name of Duchismo El Grande. He's the most wrinkly guy in the company, which might be why everyone calls him Duke. I stand at the clock, 7:30 a.m. It's time, says Duke. He always announces when meetings begin and I let him. To be honest, I'm not sure if the guy has another purpose in life. Thank you, Duke. After I slip off my suit coat, I set the garment onto the back of the chair. This'll be a long day. It's best to get comfortable. Would you like to sit down? Asked the Duke. I'll stand. What do you need? I want to discuss next week's annual board meeting. This will be your first one. Let's ensure you're prepared for the day. Some of the practices at the Charm Jewelers are unconventional. Really? Like what? To begin with, your parents always start off annual board meetings by leading everyone in a group sing of So This Is Love. I do a double take. You've got to be kidding me. The Duke lifts his chin. No. Let me get this straight. You want everyone to sing So This Is Love, as in a song from the cartoon Cinderella. It's an animated film, not a cartoon, corrects the Duke. And the answer is yes. Obviously, it would be that song. Official degree number 347, by the way. I'm a boss at the aspect of CEO life. Official degrees are my thing. We'll no longer start the annual board meetings with music. The Duke pales. But we have musicians who come in and perform while we sing the song. They are expecting to attend the meeting. I raise my hand. Official degree number 348. No more second-guessing my official degrees. There, that told him. The Duke clears his throat. If you insist. I do. Don't you need a pen or something? I can't help but notice how you aren't writing any of this down. I shall never forget that you refused to sing our corporate song, my prince. My name is Alec. So far I've done 6 official decrees for folks to stop calling me their prince. Hasn't stuck so far. I shall endeavour to remember that, my Alec. The Duke clears his throat. Yes, Prince Alec. At the board meeting. We'll also need you to review various contracts and papers. The Duke fidgets with a stack of documents before him. I can't help but notice the names atop one sheet. Marchesa Ivy and Agatha Cinder. I swipe the document from the stack. This looks interesting. No, Prince Alec. The Duke makes grabby hands to get the sheet back, but he's not too nimble these days. I scan the text. This is a report from someone named Elle Cloak. It appears she's been tracking the movements of the Cinder family while they're exiled in fairylands. I give more of the document a quick look. They've been crisscrossing different fiefdoms, looking for support. I ran to the Duke. Why wasn't I told about this? The Duke frowns. I've never seen that thing before. Who is the Cinder family? Please. I'm dating a member of the Cinder family. Her name is Ella, remember? I'm a very old man. Your personal romances are of no concern to me. Ella's mother and stepsisters were sent off into exile with their parents. Don't pretend you aren't aware. The Duke hangs his head. This is all very confusing. Sure it is. The Duke plays at being the doddering old guy, but he's sharp as a dagger when it suits him. I fold up the sheet and set it into my pocket. This meeting is over. The Duke extends his wrinkled arm. Aren't you going to give that back? No, I'm marching right over to the securities, as the report says. They're the ones who authorised this surveillance. I want to find out who's hiring spies to follow my girlfriend's family around, and then failing to tell me about it. The Duke taps the loose skin of his cheek. Come to think of it, I might remember something about that contract. Your chance to tell the truth is over. Leaning forward, I reset my hands on the table. I need your honesty, Duke. Without it, there's no place for you here. I understand, The Duke clears his throat. My Prince Alec. I suppose that's good enough for now. Patting the sheet in my pocket, I head out the door and make a beeline for the elevator bank. Time to have a conversation with the head of security. Because I'll do anything to protect my Ella. Ella. Transporting to school with Alec was a total treat. We materialised right in the main reception hall of Westlake Prep. By the way, that wasn't an easy thing to do. Once you're at school, you can leave easily enough, but entering, not so simple. Westlake Prep has been warded to the hilt in order to keep magic users out, so the fact that Alec popped right in, mega warlock stuff. The first few times Alex brought me to Westlake, he'd stare wistfully around the halls, claiming my boyfriend wanted to be back at school. Lately, he's been too busy to care. Today we shared a quick kiss, and then Alec went off to his CEO gig. Which brings me to the present moment. I sit in the back row of face spells for dummies class. 40 students, both boys and girls, sit in desks that are aligned into neat rows. The chairs here are specifically designed so wings can fit through. Every colour in the spectrum is arrayed before me. There are silver wings and gold ones, bright and dark, shimmery and matte, patterns, solid colours, and something in between. The teacher, Miss Morningdew, goes on about the best ways to use fairy dust in spells. Meanwhile, everyone's wings slowly beat in a unified rhythm. The many colours shift and sparkle with gentle movements. It's enough to make my heart crack with sorrow. As a child, my fairy wings were removed to keep me safely hidden from anyone who might want to steal my magic. Today my wings may be gone, but the fae side hasn't forgotten them. The need to fly is a constant ache inside my soul. Here's a semi-scary thing. Although I attend Westlake Prep to be near Brian Knox, a twisted part of me likes hanging in the fae section of school. That way I can check out other people's wings. It's as healthy as it sounds. Don't stare, Ella. You'll just get depressed. As it happens, there's a big bank of windows to my left that overlook the school's private park. This is New York, so it's more of a postage stamp than a major recreational area. Still, it's better than staring at things I no longer have. Angling my head, I force myself to check out the greenery. Hey, there are some bushes. Wow, trees too. What do you know? A bench. And I'm out of sightseeing ideas. I return to watching everyone's wings once more. It's as mopey as it gets. Along my back, long, atrophied muscles try to flex wings that are no longer there. The demand is enough to make my shoulders ache. In front of the class, Miss Morningdew pauses. She's a green fairy in a glimmering gown and matching egg-style hat. It should make her look like a matchstick, but it doesn't. That's the thing about being fae. You can wear anything and make it work. Today, we'll explore something new, announces Miss Morningdew. Everyone perks up. We spent 4 weeks learning how to use fairy dust to boil water. This is a big deal. Today, we'll learn about the dark side of magic, continues Miss Morningdew. All the fairies in the class let out a low, ooh, ah. I don't know how they do it, but fairies talk in unison all the time. I never participate, though. Miss Morningdew waves her arm. A two-dimensional picture appears in the air, a blue man with a bare torso. Where his legs should be, there's only a coil of smoke. This is... Miss Morningjdew takes a long breath. A genie. Miss Morningjdew is a big fan of dramatic pauses. I've learnt to tune them out over time. As we all know, continues Miss Morningjdew, genies are the crackpots of the Magicorum world. They all start off as regular shifters, witches or fae, with a single fairy tale life template. But then they change. Miss Morningjdew rounds on me. Ella, please stand up. I tap my chest. Me? Yes. This is unnecessary for the class. Little by little I rise. Who can tell me what's different about Ella? She doesn't have any wings, recites everyone in unison. Correct, says Miss Morningjdew. As I said, all genies start off as regular Magicorum. Then one thing changes, like how Ella has no wings. I stifle the urge to roll my eyes. Fairies are mean creatures. By and large, but then it comes to being nasty. Miss Morningjdew is a true artist. Who can tell me what happens next? Asks Miss Morningjdew. She'll dissolve, replies the class. Exactly, declares Miss Morningjdew. When Magicorum dissolve, that means they slide into a new fairy tale life template. For instance, Ella might start off as Cinderella, but then become attracted to a new template, such as one that supports being a thief. In other words, Ella could dissolve from Cinderella to Aladdin. Once that happens, it wouldn't be long before Ella becomes a genie. My stomach sinks. Does Miss Morningjdew know that I unsteal jewellery on the side? For the record, when I say unsteal jewellery, I mean that I find lost stuff and claim the reward. Still, the process involves some breaking and entering, not to mention a bunch of untruths, so I keep it on the down low. What do you think, Ella? Asked Miss Morningjdew. Would you ever steal? Faye can't lie, as a rule. Fortunately, it's one of my strong suits. I set my hand over my heart. Never. Oh my, declares Miss Morningjdew. The way I understand it, you both lie and steal. That's a lot like an Aladdin fairy tale template. Would you ever want to become a genie? I'm happy as Cinderella, thank you very much. That's good, says Miss Morningjdew. After all, there are so few genies left these days. If you become one, you spend all eternity roaming the world without any friends, and your mind would snap. You'd become insane. All of a sudden, I notice how the blue genie image has changed. It's no longer a bulgy blue guy with no shirt and wispy legs. Nope. Now it's a girl my age who's dressed as a sheriff. As in, this is the exact same girl I saw this morning on the sidewalk. To make matters worse, the girl turns right to me, crosses her eyes and sticks out a tongue. That's classic Gina behaviour, right there. She then points to her face and mouths a name. Sky. Oh, this can't be good. And that's the next part about Cinderella. So I wonder if Sky's a genie then, but she's definitely interested in Ella. Maybe she's the one that's tracking down the rest of her family too. Who knows, right? Thank you for listening, and many blessings.